Great awakening, y'all. As you can see, I'm just getting up. And I wanted to share something because something came to me that I was thinking about just in regards to my own personal situation. Now, y'all know I am staying with someone, and at this point, I cannot even say that this person is a friend. This is just someone that I know. Things have become very uncomfortable between me and this person. So much so that now they are ready to end this arrangement. So I'll give y'all a little backstory on what has transpired. My eyes be watering a lot when I wake up. Oh my gosh. Okay. I hate it. This is like all up in my face. So, a couple days ago, let me see, Friday. Is it Friday? Okay. I went out. Matter of fact, yeah. Friday, yes. Friday I went out. And I needed to take care of something. I wanted to take care of something for my daughter. And on the way home, I was like, I kind of feel like buying something. So I bought some snacks. And came back, there was, it was in my bag. And it was pretty loud, if you get what I'm saying, okay? I didn't realize exactly how strong this smell was because I'm next to it. So that was in the morning. When he came home in the evening, there's a door to the cellar. And so he opens up the door and he's like, I smell loud. And he's saying it's really loud as well. I smell loud. Did you smoke down here? And I was like, no. Well, I smell loud. I smell loud. And that's all he kept saying. I smell loud. And goes to the back. There's like another side over there where the, refrigerator is on the other side, washer and dryer, stuff like that. And comes back through, and that's all he's saying. I smell loud. And I was like, well, I didn't smoke in your house. So I told him I would never smoke in your house. So, okay, let me back up. This was Thursday. It happened Thursday. Because then Friday morning, when I heard him getting ready for work, I sent him a text. And I stated in the text, I just wanted to say, yes, I did buy some bud. But I did buy some bud, and I didn't realize how strong the smell was, so I apologize for the smell being so strong. I said, but I didn't even have any of it I said, and I did not smoke in your house. I said, I would think that you would know me better than that I would never disrespect you or your house. I said, however, I did not realize how strong the smell was. And so, again, I apologize. And just want to let you know, I would never smoke in your house. So that was in the morning, like right before he left, like somewhere around 8:30, because he had to be to work at 9. So about 4:10, he sends me a text back. I just want to read. I really just want to read everything to y'all. Hold on. Okay, so here we go. I said, Great Awakening. I just want to let you know I did buy some bud and I didn't realize the smell was that strong, but I would never smoke in your house. I would never disrespect you or your home like that. I apologize for the smell because I didn't realize it was that strong, but I would think you would know me better than that. I'd never smoke in here. I didn't even have any of it. Just because the smell was strong doesn't mean it was smoked in your house. And again, I would never do that. So I apologize for the smell. So this is what he sent back. Yeah, well, I don't even want the smell of it in my house. Where are you on finding a place? Not gonna lie, I'm ready for this arrangement to be done. I mean, you've been working steadily for some time now, yet you apparently don't feel you should slide anything my way to cover gas, electric, water, etc. you use daily. Wouldn't even expect a large percentage, seeing as I would expect your banking your pay to stack it up, but expected something without having to actually bring it up to you. Not sure where your mind is since communication has dwindled to next to nothing, but things need to get sorted out and soon. I've been more than accommodating, but things seem to have crossed into a different territory. And just to be upfront, I'm very much not interested in back and forth long texts, and says we can discuss over the next day or two before you start your work schedule. So that's what was stated. And so my thing is, y'all have no idea. Before I came here, and even when I got here, I was told I don't have to worry about paying anything. I can just get myself together, get my money straight, and do what I need to do for myself. I was told that I would even be able to stay, up to a year. Now, before his daughter came, he was, considering me even being here for a good 2 years because I initially came in 2022 in the beginning of my homelessness. He kept telling me, you don't have to go, blah, blah, blah. But I left because I went to Vegas. And so, when I was in Florida before coming here, he also stated that, and I wish I had the text, but I deleted it. He had also stated that if having sex with him was a problem, that I wouldn't have to worry about that. Well, first of all, I wasn't thinking that I was going to have sex with him to begin with. That just was not something that I wanted. And first day that I got here, it was nothing but him pawing at me, pulling my pants down. Like, and this is right after dinner when his daughter went upstairs. He's pawing at me. He's pulling my pants down. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, stop. And he's like, no, just let me do this. And I'm like, what if Julia comes downstairs? He's like, that's what I'm saying. Just hurry up and let me do this. He's pulling my pants down because he's saying he wants to eat me. And he wanted to try to fuck me. First of all, you haven't even talked to me to ask me if this was even something that I wanted. And haven't even had as much of a conversation to even know whose dick was last inside me. But you're just so anxious to fulfill your own sexual desires that you don't even care about what I want. And it's been a constant battle since I've been here to keep his hands off of me, of him going back and forth with just trying to have sex with me all the time, grabbing my ass every time I walk by, to the point where I started isolating myself and trying not to be present when he's around, which has made it very challenging when it comes to me cooking food for myself and eating, going to the bathroom, because in just a mere passing, if he's seen my behind, even when he would be down here and I would have to come down through to get something for my food in the refrigerator back here to go back upstairs, now all of a sudden he's ready to stop playing his game and wants to follow me up the steps, or would always tell me to go up the steps first so that he could grab my ass. So I really have had to push hard at maintaining my boundaries and physically pushing his hands off me to keep him from touching me, to the point where he got upset and questioned me and said, why? Because I told him, I was like, I don't want you touching my behind. Like, I don't want you touching me. And he's like, why? First of all, why are you questioning me? Would you want your daughter to go through this with somebody? So his way of thinking, I don't know. He got very offended. So I've been giving a lot of pushback. In terms of conversation, I've noticed that if I don't initiate any form of conversation, he does not talk to me. I will come inside and be like, hey, how you doing? How was your day? Since I stopped doing all that, there's no conversation. It's just we see each other. I come in like, hey, and he's like, hey, that's it. I don't understand how you can be in a house with someone, see someone periodically, because we don't see each other every day, but not talk to them and ask them questions about what's going on. When I had to get another car, he noticed that I have another car, but never came and asked me what happened that I don't have my other car. Like, when I say it's very one-sided, it's very one-sided. And my thing is, I'm not going to try to overcompensate and make up for the lack of what someone else does not have. I'm not doing that anymore. I've done that in so many relationships before, where I always try to make sure everything stays balanced, everything stays in harmony, everything stays the way that it needs to maintain a sense of just balance, to keep any negative feelings or energy from, being created. But since I stopped doing all that and I made it clear that I'm not here for any of his sexual advances, and I've been staying more to myself, I also have not given, as he stated, anything to him. But when I started school, and I had money from my school loan, I did give him $100. But he's told me I don't have to give him anything, and my work situation has not been the best because I went through 2 jobs before I was able to land one where it's been steady and I make okay money. He makes way more than I do. Way more than I do. And when I initially came, all he was doing was flaunting the fact that he's buying these $300 and $400 bottles of cologne and competing with buying all these colognes with a coworker. If you could see the collection, like let me show y'all something. Because if you could see the collection of colognes he has in his room, it looks like walking into a department store. I don't know if y'all can see this box. You may not be able to see how big that box is, but that box is full of all the little boxes of colognes that he has bought, and that's not even the only box. Okay? So my issue is he knows what my situation is, and he has not one time come to ask me anything. He just expects me to continue to be the one to keep the lines of communication open. And as adults, I feel like we ought to do more than that. Like, if you, as a man who has sexual desires, can be forceful enough to damn near try to rape me in your house while your daughter is upstairs, you can open up your mouth and tell me, listen, I know that before you came here, I said that you didn't have to worry about giving me anything, but, I would kind of appreciate it if every now and then you could kind of slide me a little bit of something for the bills. I'm not expecting much, but whatever you're able to give, I really would appreciate it. But see, since I've been taking care of myself, really taking care of myself, and he sees that things are not going the way that he expected, hoped, and wanted them to go, now all of a sudden there's this agitation building up. And I believe I had, I don't know if I posted the video, but I made a video, and I may post it. It's going to seem like it's late because it is. But I did this video where I was talking about how you can tell when I could tell that the energy here was changing because of the way that he was acting when he would come down the steps, very loud, opening the back door very loud, going back and getting his beer and just making noise and so forth. Where normally when I'm down here laying down and you see I'm trying to rest, you're being quiet and more respectful, and that just kind of went out the window. I could sense the irritation towards me. And so the next morning when I got up, I just cleansed the space and I protected my area of where I am. So my point is, he's ready for me to go, and I'm definitely ready for me to go. And I think that this is where it begins to get a little tricky for people, because I have been praying and asking the ancestors, for guidance, asking my higher self to guide me, and asking Spirit to just open up the way for me. And I've been doing some work for myself. And the last time me and him spoke, I told him, and he knows this, that I really couldn't do anything right yet in terms of looking for a place. And this was back in July, because I started my job May 27th, and I applied for a few apartments, but the main one that I wanted, I applied for in July, and they told me that I needed to be at my job for at least 3 months, and I needed to be able to meet the qualifications, income wise. And so when I showed them my pay stubs, I did not qualify because my gross pay did not reflect that I was able to meet the requirements of making 3 times the amount of what the rent is. Also, I hadn't been there for a full 90 days. And so I told him I just need to wait until I get that time under my belt, and that I had been working on doing things to raise my credit score. So when I last checked, and some of my credit scores initially were in the 500s, like around 598, 580 something. When I last checked, I believe my Equifax now is a 679. My TransUnion is 668, and my Experian is 691. And so if you have been following and looking at when I've been talking about my credit journey, you know that it's gone up even more from when I last did a video about it. And it's still going up. So I really had to wait until August, the end of August, August 27th. When August 27th hit, that's when I started getting back into looking for a place, really trying to find something. And so with this whole thing happening, it really kind of expedited stuff, and just the feeling of him being irritated and agitated and feeling that. So this again is going back to the thought that I wanted to finish. When we are asking for something, trying to move towards something, sometimes we're not always aware. We aren't really looking at things in a spiritual sense. We're only seeing things in the way it's being presented to us through reality, and fail to acknowledge the way that spirit is moving. The reason why all of this stuff has been happening, the irritation with him, has been because Spirit is showing me that it is time to move, and Spirit is opening up the avenue for me to now move, and making the atmosphere where I am uncomfortable. So when you are asking for something, you know that you're in a situation and things are about to happen. Things may feel like they're a bit haywire before it's like the things get, kind of crazy, because it is trying to let you see you're not going to be here long. And if I was not looking at things in a spiritual way, I would probably be super upset, but I have to acknowledge that he is doing the part that he's supposed to be doing, because if I were to continue to feel comfortable here, I could possibly begin to feel or become complacent and not have that real urge that I need to get going. And that could be for anybody. You could feel that way on a job and wonder, why is all this stuff happening to me? You know what I'm saying? And we like to blame God. God, you did this to me. All I asked for was blah, blah, blah. And now all of this stuff is happening and I don't understand why. It's like, and this is something that I learned back when my kids were younger. Before my youngest son was born, I used to pray so much for patience. My goodness. I used to pray every day, God, please give me patience. Please give me patience. Well, guess what happened when I would pray for patience? All kind of shit would happen that would cause me to be faced with situations where I would need to exercise patience. So when I realized that, bitch, I stopped praying for I stopped praying for patience. I said, okay, lesson learned. I got patience. I don't need to exercise it anymore. I started praying for something else. And so it's literally understanding when you ask for something, Spirit will show you. You just have to be wise enough to be able to pick up the signs and be attuned to how Spirit works. And I know that it may seem a bit uncomfortable, but guess what? If you didn't feel uncomfortable, if I didn't feel uncomfortable, I would not be being shown that things are being made, the way is being made for me to leave. And so I went Saturday and I was out all day because I had made appointments for that day to look at places. And I found what I needed. I'm just gonna say that. So all I have to do, which I did, was go through the application. Just have to, now wait. But the time frame that I was given was great because it's actually the time frame that I was thinking of in regards to when I wanted to move out of here, because I want to be able to celebrate the holidays in my own space. And not that I celebrate, go overboard, but I just want to be in my own space where I can have a sense of freedom and feel like my energy is not being stagnated, because where before, when I was in here, it wasn't a problem with the way that I practiced and did things. When it comes to how I honor the ancestors, now it's like every little thing is an issue. And so again, when you're asking for something, keep your eyes open and be aware of how Spirit moves, and understand that the cause of something is not God trying to make your life harder. It's Spirit moving in a way where you're being shown this is the answer to what you've been asking for. So he's doing his job, and regardless to whatever I've gone through since I've been here, I am very grateful to have been able to have been here and not have to worry about giving anything, just being able to hold on to my money, because again, it's not like I don't have any money. I'm making a decent amount, but I also have and have had for a little while now a car payment that is almost $700, and that is pretty much most of one of my checks. Okay, so it ain't like I'm sitting up in here bawling and being like, no, I still have bills. I got insurance, I got my phones, and I've been trying to help my daughter here and there, and then trying to take money and save, and I got gas. I have different things that I have to take care of for myself, so it's not just as cut and dry as, oh, well, I'm there and I could give something. And yeah, even still, I could say that I could, but when I was told that I didn't have to give anything, I'm not going to worry about giving anything then. And again, if you have the wherewithal within yourself that you can not talk to me But then at any time when you see me, come and grab my ass and grope me and feel like you can put your hands on me. You can be forward enough to do that, but you can't be forward enough to open up your mouth and ask for some money until you feel like you've had enough and you're angry. If it wasn't for the fact that I sent that text, I don't believe he would have ever said anything about wanting me to move and ready for me to just leave. But like I said, I had already felt it. I already sensed that things were changing and that it was, coming down to the time for me to move. And so I'm grateful that Spirit has shown me that things are winding up and that Spirit has opened up the way for me to be able to move in a timely manner. But don't blame God. When you are asking for something, check yourself, check the situation, and check what you asked and see how your circumstances could potentially be matching up to what it is that you asked for. But we got to stop blaming God for everything, saying that God did this to me. And it really, you have to change your perspective. So I just wanted to share that. And, also, there's another video I'm probably going to do because it's something else that I wanted to talk about. But this video is already like a little over a half hour long. But yeah, for those who have been sending me the positive energy and wishing me well, I greatly appreciate you, and I ask that you will continue to do that. I send it right back to you, and y'all will see me, continuing on with this journey. But I already have what I've been asking for, and I am so happy. So keep pressing on, and until the next time, you guys, I wish you well.